Have you ever tried to send money to someone only to hit a wall because their bank just wouldn't cooperate with Venmo? You punch in their details, tap send, and you're met with an error message that leaves you scratching your head. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, isn't it? We've all been there, that frustrating moment where the seamless world of peer-to-peer payments suddenly grinds to a halt. We live in a world where sending money should be as easy as sending a text. Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, these platforms have revolutionized how we split bills, pay back friends, and even support small businesses. But what happens when the digital highway hits a dead end? Why do some banks seem to exist in a Venmo-free zone? It's not just a minor inconvenience, is it? It's a real headache, especially when you're trying to quickly settle a tab at a restaurant, split rent with roommates, or chip in for a group gift. You find yourself scrambling for alternative solutions, maybe digging out an old checkbook or resorting to the dreaded cash. And in today's digital age, those options feel downright archaic. Let's be real, Venmo has become synonymous with convenience. It's the go-to app for millions, a staple in our digital wallets. But the underlying mechanics of these apps rely on a complex network of bank integrations. It's not as simple as just connecting to any bank. There are technical, regulatory, and even competitive factors at play. So, the burning question is, which banks are the holdouts? Which financial institutions are the ones causing us this digital roadblock? And more importantly, why? To understand this, we need to delve into the intricate world of payment processing. Venmo, like other peer-to-peer, P2P, payment services, relies on the Automated Clearinghouse, ACH, network. This network acts as the backbone for electronic fund transfers in the United States. It's the system that allows for direct deposits, recurring bill payments, and, yes, those seamless Venmo transactions. However, not all banks are created equal when it comes to ACH integration. Some, particularly smaller credit unions and community banks, may lack the resources or technical infrastructure to fully support the rapid and high-volume transactions that Venmo demands. They might operate on older systems or prioritize other digital services. Then there's the issue of risk management. P2P payments, while convenient, can be susceptible to fraud. Banks have a responsibility to protect their customers' funds, and some may be more cautious about the potential risks associated with integrating with third-party apps. They may have stricter security protocols or require additional verification steps that aren't compatible with Venmo's streamlined process. And let's not forget the competitive landscape. Some larger banks have their own P2P payment services, like Zelle. They may see Venmo as a direct competitor and, therefore, have less incentive to ensure seamless integration. They might even subtly discourage their customers from using Venmo, steering them towards their in-house solutions. This is where the business side of banking becomes a major factor. Now, let's get down to the brass tacks. Which banks are the most commonly reported as having issues with Venmo? It's important to note that this isn't an official blacklist, but rather a compilation of anecdotal evidence and user reports. Smaller credit unions and community banks often top the list. Many of these institutions operate on limited budgets and may not have the dedicated IT teams needed to maintain seamless compatibility with rapidly evolving fintech apps. You might encounter issues with banks that are geographically isolated or serve niche communities. Some online-only banks, while generally tech-savvy, can also present challenges. While they might excel in other areas, their specific back-end systems may not always play nicely with Venmo. This is where the cutting edge of digital banking can sometimes have a few rough edges. And then there are the legacy banks, the ones that have been around for decades. While they may have vast resources, their systems can be complex and difficult to update. They might be in the process of modernizing their infrastructure, but that transition can be slow and fraught with compatibility issues. It's also crucial to understand that the issue might not always be the bank itself. Sometimes, it's the specific type of account. Business accounts, for example, often have stricter regulations and transaction limits, which can create friction with Venmo's consumer-focused platform. Similarly, certain savings accounts or specialized accounts might have restrictions that prevent them from being used for P2P payments. So, what can you do if you find yourself stuck in this Venmo-less void? First, try contacting your bank directly. Explain the issue and ask if they have any specific limitations or compatibility issues with Venmo. They might be able to offer a workaround or suggest alternative payment methods. Second, consider using a different bank account. If you frequently use Venmo, it might be worth opening an account with a larger, more tech-forward bank that has a proven track record of seamless integration. Third, explore alternative P2P payment apps. Cash App, Zelle, and even PayPal offer similar services, and they might have better compatibility with your bank. You might even find that one of these alternatives offers features that better suit your needs. Fourth, keep an eye on updates. The fintech landscape is constantly evolving, and banks are continually updating their systems. What might be an issue today could be resolved tomorrow. Keep your apps updated and check for announcements from your bank regarding compatibility updates. And finally, if you are stuck and need to use cash, consider using a cash deposit app that can digitize the cash into a form you can send via Venmo. It's important to remember that this isn't about blaming any particular bank. It's about understanding the complexities of the financial system and how it interacts with the rapidly evolving world of fintech. Banks have legitimate reasons for their cautious approach, and they are ultimately responsible for safeguarding our money. The future of P2P payments is bright, but it's also dynamic and unpredictable. As technology advances, we can expect to see even more innovative payment solutions emerge. The lines between traditional banking and fintech are blurring, and the industry is constantly adapting to meet the changing needs of consumers. We are, in effect, witnessing a technological evolution. Systems that were built decades ago are being forced to adapt to a world that expects instant gratification. Banks are adapting, fintech companies are innovating, and we, the consumers, are caught in the middle of this transformation. The key takeaway here is to be informed and adaptable. Understand your bank's limitations, explore alternative payment options, and stay up to date on the latest developments in the fintech world. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the complexities of digital payments. And remember, while Venmo is incredibly convenient, it's not the only game in town. There are a plethora of other apps and services that can help you send and receive money quickly and easily. Don't be afraid to explore your options and find the solution that works best for you. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.